I don't know how many times I'm actually going to be able to celebrate investing milestones that I set for myself, but the 2 milestones that I set for last month of January really emphasize the type of portfolio that I'm trying to have, even while investing only $30 a week, because, you know, still not rich. So with my dividend portfolio in January, I was paid 18 different times, including a bonus dividend that at the time I didn't even know this company actually did it, let alone remember that companies actually do this, but it was pretty cool. So let's get to it. All right, so starting at the beginning of the month, January 2nd, I got paid 80 cents from Nike, $1.85 from Best Buy, 91 cents from HPQ, 78 cents from the US Super Dividend ETF or DIV, $2.17 from QYLD, 64 cents from Disney, which I guess pays a dividend, a bonus or special dividend once a year. I know companies like Meta, formerly known as Facebook, do this. I thought they used to pay a dividend, but let me know more in the comments below. I gotta catch up with that. $2.04 from Altria, 94 cents from Leglet and Platt, $6.52 from Costco. That was that bonus dividend that I had no idea companies, let alone Costco, had. And apparently not only did they pay this bonus dividend, but they normally do this, and I believe this is an increase. So that was pretty cool. I only got $6.52 because I have less than a share, but we're gonna try to build up to it. It's just gonna take a while. But anyway, $1.63 from Realty Income or Reliable, $1.03 from Main Street Capital, 37 cents from TFI Industrial, 68 cents from Stag Industrial, $1.27 from DLR, it's a Digital Realty Trust, 98 cents from SPHD, $2.19 from Rhythm Capital, $1.35 from Bank of Nova Scotia, and then another $2.37 from QYLD to finish that off. And altogether, I brought in $28.57 in passive income for the month of January, which happens to be the most money I've ever brought in a single month in dividends, which was half the milestone that I actually made for last month. My annual payouts have increased fairly consistently over the past 5 years, ever since I started investing with only $25 a week, and then last year slowly escalated to $30 a week. And at this point now, I have a portfolio that, according to trackyourdividend.com, will pay me every single year $300 a year in passive income. And that's assuming I don't invest anymore and I just leave the amount of money that's in there without drip or anything else. And that $300 is the other half of my milestone, because that's the most money I've ever made in a single year within my portfolio, or the most money I'm ever set to make. What's even more exciting is the overall unrealized profit that my portfolio is altogether, which hit an all-time high, which is something that I hadn't hit since December of, I think, 2021. So that's the other milestone I happened to hit. The combination of, for me, realizing my unrealized profit milestone along with my dividend passive income milestone is really important to me, because I'm sure, like a lot of you guys out there, I ultimately want a portfolio that not only pays me consistently with passive income and also consistently increases that passive income, but I also want a portfolio that, when it all comes to an end, I can, if I decide to, pull out more than what I invested in, or I can pass it on to the next generation, it being worth more than it originally was, and they can start off greater than I did. And here's something that's kind of funny, or at least funny to me. While I was looking at the dividends that I made for the month of January, so I can do the math on how much I made for the end of that month, I also took a look at the positions I invested into for that month, which was only 3, but I think it really symbolizes the type of portfolio that I'm trying to make. And it was kind of a subconscious decision on what I invested into. For one, Main Street Capital, I invested into that, which is a high dividend paying business development company, which has also been fairly consistent. And speaking of consistency, Realty Income, I invested into that position, I believe twice. The most consistent dividend paying company, REIT, that I have in my portfolio, paying their shareholders and increasing those payouts for over 31 years. So that's really cool. And Nvidia, that is actually the biggest position I have in my portfolio as far as how much it's profited me if I decide to sell my entire position. And even though this is a pretty volatile company when it comes to its share price and how often it increases and decreases, it has a really nice 5-year history when it comes to its overall profit. So that's something I'm looking forward to as well with my overall portfolio on top of just the passive income. With that in mind, towards the end of last month, I also looked at every single position I have to see if they're really doing their part to put my portfolio in the position that I want it to be in when it's all said and done. And that mindset led me to this pretty cool, don't really need a lot of money to do this challenge that I talk more about in this video. So make sure you guys check that out. And I appreciate you guys watching this video as always. And until next time, take care.